Back in 1985, Virgin Games and the Rabbit Software label released Doriath for the Commodore 64, an ambitious cave-diving adventure crafted by Ian Gray, Lee Braine, Chris Cox, and, astonishingly, a 15-year-old level designer named Dom Ashworth. While most of us were either worrying about exams or saving up for a BMX, Ashworth was quietly mapping an underground kingdom of 256 interconnected rooms. This wasn't just a handful of caves, it was a full-blown labyrinth that demanded planning, observation, and a bit of stubborn courage. Virgin, meanwhile, were just testing the waters of the game's market. Branson's empire hadn't yet spread into airlines, mobile phones, or even Virgin Cola, if you can remember that stuff. Doriath was a modest first step. It didn't have the marketing clout of Ocean or the polish of bigger releases, but it had something subtler, scale, mystery, and a quietly compelling sense that there was more than met the eye. On paper, the story could have been lifted from a Dungeons & Dragons notebook. Elidaan, the Lord of Time, gave Fianna the Coronet of Arien, a crown that granted immortality. She wasn't interested. Elidaan, sulking like a cosmic teenager, reclaimed it and hurled it into Doriath, leaving it guarded by monsters with obvious grudges. Centuries later, you arrive as Elidaan the Wizard, robes flapping, a spell or two up your sleeve, and a keen interest in eternal life. The premise is earnest, a little silly, and entirely appropriate for a mid-80s glow of a CRT. The first steps are simple: a cavern, a spell, and Grieg's Hall of the Mountain King booming from the SID chip. I'll admit that the music isn't orchestra quality, more like a wheezy organ at a school fete, but it gives the game drama far beyond its modest budget. The real marvel is the map itself. 16 screens wide, 16 tall, 256 unique rooms, each one designed by Ashworth from scratch, long before Zelda or Metroid existed. You needed pens and paper to map every corridor, track which creatures could be defeated with which spells, and note where keys and potions lay. Without a map, you'd wander endlessly. With one, the labyrinth slowly revealed itself like treasure under candlelight. The structure feels familiar now, backtracking, gating progress, revisiting earlier areas with new abilities, but in 1985 it was practically revolutionary. Metroid and Castlevania 2 wouldn't appear until 1986. Nintendo would get the glory, but Virgin's scrappy little adventure quietly got there first. No, it wasn't a simple left-to-right platformer. Enemies acted like locked doors. Without the right spell, you couldn't progress. Spells were scattered, potions essential, hazards frequent. Sparks fell from ceilings, acid droplets stung, geysers blasted, and mushrooms left Elidaan woozy until a Fungata potion restored him. Stamina potions, keys for portcullises and trapdoors, and Coronet brew kept you moving forward, though the instructions offered little guidance. Trial and error was the lesson, often accompanied by muttered curses at the screen. Combat was unusual. Elidaan's spells moved like joystick-controlled cursors rather than magic bolts. Monsters died in one hit, but precision was required, and once vanquished, they stayed dead. No respawning pests to undo your progress. That permanence gave the game a rare sense of accomplishment for its era. Still, Doriath had flaws. Graphics were basic, sprites single-coloured and stiff, and Elidaan jumped as if negotiating gravity for the first time. Without a save option, death sent you back to the start, forcing repeated runs through early sections. Patience was tested, especially on original hardware, though emulators or freeze cartridges eased the grind. Despite imperfections, the game lingered. It was strange, atmospheric, and demanded curiosity. Magazines were divided. Some criticised it as overpriced and rough. Others praised its ambition. I'm glad to bring this one to your attention even after all these years. Decades on, retro gamers are rediscovering it, marvelling at how it hinted at the mechanics of later Metroidvania classics. That's the magic of some Commodore 64 games. They were little worlds, bursting with imagination. And looking back, Doriath feels like a secret history of the home computer boom. It wasn't perfect, but it embodied the exploratory spirit of the era. For those who mapped its 16x16 grid, hunted scroll fragments and survived its hazards, it remains unforgettable. Even today, firing it up on a Commodore 64 emulator, or even here on YouTube, the magic endures. A clunky wizard navigating an infinite-seeming cave, discovery around every corner, all compressed onto a humble cassette tape. Fire it up, grab your map, and dive in. Immortality might be a stretch, but nostalgia? That's guaranteed. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to let us know what you thought of Doriath in the comments section. As always, your continued support is massively appreciated, so hit that subscribe for more content just like this. Check out the various playlists on the channel for more Commodore titles, and maybe stick around, as there's another one coming up right now. Hopefully. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, bye for now.